Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck Spotlight. My name is Tony Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at user-15764392's Burn Mage. Mage got a whole bunch of new tools in the latest expansion. A lot of little spell damage packages and other such things. And I think that it's a great deck to explore. Tempo Mage has often been a very good budget deck. It's often been just kind of a nice measuring stick, I guess, for standard. That, you know, you have to be this tall to ride. You know, you have to be this fast in order to play Hearthstone. Otherwise, you just get mauled. And User has kind of come up with a pretty interesting list here. It's very spell damage focused, so I like that. I think it's a good Tempo Mage deck to start with to learn our way around it. Some of the new cards include Spellbook Binder. If we've got spell damage, 2 mana 3/2, if we've got spell damage for a card, fantastic. We've got Arcane Watcher in here. 3 mana 5/6, huge stats, can't attack unless you have spell damage, so kind of a bit of like a King Mookla, but we're going to try and make sure that it can attack. Other things we've got in here, we've got some new spells, so we've got Ray of Frost as well, which is one of our twin spell cards. And the spell damage minions we're going to use are Blood Mage Thalnos. We've got a 1-off Celestial Emissary in here, pairs very well with Shooting Star. We've got Spell Zerker, which is a card that has not really seen too much play, but Tempo Mage has used it before, and it'll be really cool to hopefully try and get some of these +2 spell damage effects off. We've also got Cosmic Anomaly at the back end here. None of this new Tricaster, new spell damage +3 minion, and no other spell damage minions in here. So that's, I guess, my first concern, is that these Arcane Watchers, with only, I don't even know if it works with Celestial Emissary, I assume it doesn't, but with only the 1, 2, 3 kind of 4, 5 spell damage minions, might actually be pretty tough for this Arcane Watcher to attack. So that's one thing we will be keeping an eye out for, is how good this card is. The other thing that kind of jumps out to me is that this is a tempo deck. It's one that competes on board quite a lot, but it doesn't have any 1-drop minions. And I think that even like a Saronite Taskmaster or an Argent Squire could actually allow us to get a bit more face damage in there, compete on board quite well. Although I do think that because we have both Ray of Frost and Shooting Star, which are both kind of anti-minion early game spells, I think that we might be able to deal with our opponent's early drops quite well. The question is if we can curtail that kind of turn 2, 3, 4 into a victory. As far as the general game plan goes, User puts it best on their in their Halfmoon write-up, which of course link is in the description if you want to check that out. But you just want to trade for board early on, make sure we get a lot of minion damage in that we can, and at some point we do just need to make the decision to do as much damage as we can, ignore our opponent's board, go for it, and then use our reach spells like Fireball, spells like Cinderstorm to a degree, Frostbolt. We're going to try and use those to finish our opponent off, maybe even our hero power as well. We've even got Leroy in here as a little bit of extra reach. The other card in here that kind of just stands out a bit is Archmage Antonidas. I'm not sure if this card's just going to be maybe a little bit too little too late in a way. So we just want to make sure that this is the right minion for the job, and that we're not better served to just include a lower cost minion that we can actually battle on board with, rather than just this kind of Hail Mary. Regardless, the main thing about today is that not about wins, it's about learning. We want to try and see where these kind of Tempo Mage decks sit in the format. We want to pay attention to all of these spell damage effects and how good they are. Do we want to put more in? Do we want to put less in? And without further ado, let's get it. Okay, here with the Burn Mage up against a Druid. I guess as far as mulligans go, we're looking for Pyromaniac, Spell Zerker, Blood Mage Thalnos, Arcane Watcher, actually has a pretty high win rate, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Cosmic Anomaly, Frostbolt. So I think we'll keep these two. Yeah, keep these two. Not too sure what Druids are going to be doing. Druid's one of the classes we've had the least experience with this expansion.
This be our neck of the
That kind of gives us a bit of an indication, though. I think. Gonna save the coin. Gonna save the coin. We could coin out a hero power this turn. I think that would actually be not the worst idea. See if our opponent wants to trade or if they want a hero power. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. If our opponent wants to maybe swipe this, what kind of removal they might have. We're really just trying to get a bit more of an indication of what our opponent's trying to do, and then get a well-timed shooting star off to maybe interrupt them from going for it. Especially if they trade here, then play both those squirrels, we'll rip off this shooting star. Yep. Fortunately, we don't get the draw off this Spellbook Binder. Would have been great to have like a Spellzerker in this game, I think. Malvicino. Aloha from Hawaii once again. What's your favorite Rise of Shadows deck to play so far? We had a lot of fun yesterday experimenting with some Treant Druid. Kind of like, it's actually a bit of a hybrid of Sino. We had a lot of fun experimenting with some Tree Druid yesterday. I think that's probably the most fun we've had.
I wonder.
Yeah, we might hope that we we draw a Cosmic Anomaly off the top. That's the other part of this Arcane Watcher, is that it
This be our neck of the wood.
because the Spellzerkers don't have spell damage innately, unless we hit it with our hero power. Things quite difficult. Well, here we go. Would you consider that the Token Druid I've been seeing on Hearthstone top deck? I think Token Druid generally means is a bit more aggressive. Probably this deck would be the Token Druid, I'd say. Yeah. Whereas the Treant Druid we were playing was a bit bigger. We'll try and do some big things. Alright, hopefully our opponent doesn't kill this Spellzerker, because I would like to get this 13 damage off. Kill the Leroy? Don't touch that hero power button. Don't do it. That's pretty dangerous. How dare you! Little hi, hello. Hey, Yon. We're playing some Burn Mage here. Ooh, it's just the next spell. So 8, 11, 12.
Starlight.
I'm going to try and hope that we draw something good, because our opponent's kind of setting up for us out of a draw here, so we just want to make sure that we don't let them gain any life. I got back-to-back legendaries. What did you get? Slow Forest, quite good here. Let's do it. Just gotta put that positive energy out there. Blizzard will give you what you need. That Frostbolt off the top. That was a close one. That was a close one. It's good to see. Good to see Token Druid doing some work there. Yeah, GG's. All right, Hunter, right
You
here.
asked for it.
I think I'll kick back the Arcane Watcher. I'd consider it on if we were on the coin, but I think we want to get our more proactive cards. I'd really like to get a Spell Zerker on the board early. Still a bit unsure about this Ray of Frost. This feels a little bit clunky. There are some clutch situations, like where just freezing things I think is okay. But honestly, you really want to get that damage in. 2 mana for 2 damage is not a great rate. It's a fine rate. And we talked about that when we talked about our during our initial card initial set review, that, you know, Demon Fire has been a totally reasonable card in the past.
We hunger for vengeance.
Trying pretty hard to get this Spellbook Binder into play. No, what? Our opponent really didn't want us to have that. We might just try and take over the game with a Archmage.
This one's a real page turner.
Done.
Legit, our opponent just played and Unleash the Hounds to kill our Blood Mage Thalnos. What is happening? What were they scared of? This? This? Rank 7 place. Melficino, how dare you? So rude. Like, I'm sure our opponent was also thinking, like, why did he Ray of Frost my guy? He must really want this. The 1-for-1 trades. Legit. His freeze is a minion. So it's actually pretty bad with Vargoth. In fact, there's a lot of targeted spells in this deck. I think this Vargoth's really only good with Cinderstorm, Arcane Missiles, the one Arcane Intellect. Yeah, this Vargoth's risky.
Free of that blasted tower!
50-50.
Behold!
Yes! Yes! Now hopefully our opponent freaks out about this and like double kill commands it. Oh, we were definitely not going to let those spells rip next turn. We were probably just going to play that Antonidas. Jeez. Well, there you go. Sometimes your opponents overreact a little bit. Especially that concession, I think, was a little bit of an overreaction. But GG's. Well played. Okay. Up against a rogue here. I think we'll keep the Spellbook Binder and the Stargazer Lure. Hopefully we can pick up Spellzerker. No luck. But we are on the play. Ooh, Sorcerer's Apprentice. We could pair it with this Arcane Missiles if we desperately need to. Okay. So what do we offer up to our opponent's Underbelly Fence? The Sorcerer's Apprentice or the Binder? I think the Binder.
This one's a real page.
Because we might want to go Sorcerer's Apprentice, Arcane Missiles next turn. Do I play the Golden Underbelly Fence or the regular one? Size 7?
I'll have to know.
Oh. Creant.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Well, we missed. Whoops. I was like, 50-50 to like trade into this thing. Seems fine. Opponent is on 21.
The future is ours. Behold the tools of creation.
Alright, opponent. Got that fence somewhere?
I wonder.
I take this! Oh, and that!
Taking a chance leaving the Luna in play. Unless they have a Vendetta. That would be quite bad.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation. Return to nothing.
Cutlass time. Mr. Deadly Poison 2. Alright. Tick tock on the clock. Clutch Shadow Step this so I can't attack it. Not today.
Mojo magic!
This one's a real page turner.
I don't know who Paige Turner is. Thalnos Hero Power or just Fireball?
What to do?
Thalnos. If our opponent doesn't like vanish or kill the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Power!
Ugh. Rogue spells. There's a lot of ones that kill minions.
Undead tell no tales. There's a customer born every minute.
Yeah, that's a bop. I should play Grifter more often.
Quickly!
What to do? What to do?
Hoyo Mitchell! Mojo magic! My boy!
More soul.
Maybe we should have just gone for Antonitis there. Could have also gone for like Fireball, trade Thalnos.
Oh, up to no good? Me too.
From nothing, power!
From nothing came teeth.
Bubble, bubble.
Hey! Good tickets don't come cheap.
A curious choice, sir. Well, you know what they say.
Free of that blasted.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Mojo magic! Mojo magic!
Behold.
I'd say we're probably dead now. So our opponent's gonna be on 12 at least. A fantastic treasure. Prep treasure. Tight. Do your worst. Yeah, don't think there's any card we can draw to get us out of this situation. The best case scenario is our opponent just goes face, or doesn't attack with the Spectral Dagger because they don't have any non-rogue cards.
Swiftly.
Thematic. I do have 2 cosmic anomalies left. Prep what? Prep what? Yeah, go for it. Draw those Togwaggles. Hooroo. Oh! Vendetta trade. Vendetta eviscerate. Alright. Oh, we would have got it too.
You require my assistance? Aha! Job done.
Well, we got 1. Now, if we get a Frostbolt off the top... Save me, Blizzard. You're my only hope.
Think.
Arcane Missiles could work as well. Celestial Emissary could work.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Discover a rogue spell, though. Hmm. Two coins. What are you gonna do with all them coins? Please. All right.
Science overwhelming.
How many do we need? We need 2 on the face. Yes! Yes! Take that, Jack Sparrow. Oh, into Davy Jones' locker with you. GG. Alright, let's take a look at the deck. I think there are a couple of things that I don't exactly like about the deck. I do think this Arcane Watcher is just a little bit awkward. I like Spell Zerker on its own. I think Celestial Emissary is much of a muchness. I like Cosmic Anomaly on its own, but I don't think we need to try and reinvent the wheel by messing around with these Ancient Watchers. I think actually King Mukla could be a great addition to this deck. But I'd like to experiment with some more 1-drop minions and things like that. I also think this Archmage Vargoth is like tempting fate or something, considering that the only non-targeted spells that we have in the deck are the Arcane Intellect, the Arcane Missiles, and the Cinderstorm. I was under the impression that some of these, like Shooting Star, was opposing minions, and Ray of Frost might have been enemy minion. But they are not. So if you do play an Archmage Vargoth into them, you are, as I said, tempting fate, because you might just, fireball your own Vargoth, or, start shooting all your own minions and freezing your own minions. It's not exactly where we want to be. I think if we wanted to be more of a Vargoth deck, I think someone was mentioning in chat, Vox, that they play more of like a magic trick, mirror image, kind of, I think a bit more of a typical tempo style. And they also included the Mana Cyclone, which is an interesting one. Interesting option to have in that kind of deck. I think Mana Cyclone very, very hard to deploy in this kind of deck, where a lot of our cheaper spells require opposing minions. So you have to have opposing minions, have like these spells be good to cast into them, and also have the Mana Cyclone in your hand, and have it not be, you know, just a bad play. So yeah, I think there's plenty to experiment with Tempo Mage, with Burn Mage, with these types of things. I actually really liked Antonidas. I think that it's in a good place. It's good body too. And there's a lot of other things to like the Spell Zerkers, the Spellbook Binder, Sorcerer's Apprentice. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what Mage has available to it. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give user 15764392 a +1, and leave a lovely, thoughtful comment, like I know you will. All of my details are down there as well, including link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, at Tommy_Wave. If you've got any sweet Rise of Shadows decks you want me to check out, you can forward me the decks through there, and I might play them on stream. Until next time, though, please stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and bind some books. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.